Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The economics segment. 18 trillion and counting. 18,000 and counting will report. The Swiss say absolutely not to initiative to back the country's finances with gold, and do collapsing holiday sales signal a recession? Maury, 18 trillion, we kind of touched on that in the first segment. The stock market continues to break records. At some point, this bubble's got to burst, doesn't it?
No. What you've got today, this is a very unusual situation. And, I study this 24 hours a day. Actually, I'm totally enthralled with world economics, especially U.S. economics. There is so much liquidity. I use the term liquidity, meaning dollars laying on the bottom lines of independent companies, corporations, banks, trillions. I would suspect that we have $4 to $5 trillion if you put it all together with everything that's available. What's happened? Why do we have a disinflation right now? Part of it, there are too many people looking for the few jobs that are available. That's one part of it. But the big thing is we have a surplus of commodities, oil, copper, steel, agriculture. We're tops in the world.
Tech.
Pardon me?
Technology.
We're tops in technology. We're tops in export. See, this is the good side is, in spite of the worst president this country ever had, we have the best potential economy we ever had. No country has ever had exports, agriculture, technology, and now the development of oil. I mean, it's impossible to look at history and see what we have got potentially and the putrid leadership that this country has to take us forward.
When we were talking about the stock market and the debt, we haven't had a budget passed since the Democrats took over the House and the Senate in 2006.
Well, there was a big budget war, and then the Republicans got sucked in and were blamed for shutting down the government. And then they got scared and didn't do anything, and they got into sequestration. And sequestration meant both the economic or the civil side of our economy and the military side would give up a certain amount of money. Well, guess what happened? All the money that was basically given up was given up by the military, so that we are now looked at as a European type country when it comes to military capability.
Well, and speaking of budgets, President Obama did present a budget, and it was rejected by every single member in every single of both sides, Republicans and Democrats. Not one person voted for it. So when we come to the new fiscal year, that's already started, but we're coming to the new legislative year, should the Republicans just punt, or should they stand firm and try to balance this debt?
The Republicans don't have a chance to change anything because you have an unscrupulous president that will do exactly with everything else that he's doing with immigration. He will come out with executive orders and he won't care. He'll say, sue me, take me to the courts. And they'll take him to the courts.
Is that a good option?
That's a stupid option because the court system is slow and arduous. We don't have an option. I'm going to be a total pessimist on it. The next 2 years are going to be, from a governmental standpoint, will be a disaster for the Republican Party.
So you just continue to fund the government and fund everything that they want and just go down the road?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying is there are no alternatives that will allow the kind of policies that you and I and other intelligent people would want to see implanted on the body politic of the United States of America.
So do the Republicans pass a budget and then try to get the president to veto it and say to the American people, this is our balanced budget approach, and this president's vetoing it?
There's a good possibility that might happen. And then he'll say, I vetoed it because they weren't willing to compromise. And the power, it goes back to the power of the media. The media isn't as enchanted with Obama as they used to be, but they're still going to back him, because if they don't back him, like Chuck Schumer, who said the same thing we've been saying on this show for the last 5 years. We said, well, how can a guy take $1 trillion and spend it on a bankrupt renewable energy program that never had a chance of getting off the ground, instead
Now,
of doing what Roosevelt did?
Is Schumer saying that, one, because he's coming up for re-election in 2016, and two, because now he's trying to run cover for Hillary and try to distance everybody from Obama?
Well, I don't care what the reason is. At least here's a guy who's number 3 in the Senate who made that statement. Now, you and I know...
And he said Obamacare was the worst thing to focus on.
And you and I can come up with 10 reasons why he did it. But the point is, he did it, you know where he did it? Before the National Press Club. That's a very formidable, a very prominent group. So the point is, I was telling my wife, haven't I been saying that? Yeah, you've been saying it all along, but I don't have any power. I'm just one guy. So the thing is, why wasn't anybody else questioning him? In the depth of a very deep recession, that would have been the time. I give Franklin Delano Roosevelt tremendous credit on the New Deal side of the business, because when he came in, that's what he did. He first took a bank holiday so the banks could get straightened out, and then he started on these alphabet groups, and especially infrastructure.
Now, you mentioned recession. The opening holiday sales have been really weak, 10 to 15% off. Do those collapsing holiday sales indicate that we may be looking at a recession?
No, I don't know what happened in the second part as far as doing it online. I think you got to take the Black Friday and what was done
Cyber
online.
Monday.
Yeah.
Turkey Tuesday.
No, I think we've got too much going for us. We really do. I think if you, and I look at this thing every day, we've got so many things going. If one component doesn't do well, I think 2015 is going to be a very strong year for this country. Now, when I say strong year, you know, it's a matter of relevancy. The rest of the world isn't doing well. Europe is in terrible shape. China is slowing down. Japan is on the edge of recession. Germany's having the worst year they've had in the last 20 years. So we're looking like the kings compared to the rest of the world.
Now, George Soros, who is one of the world's leading hedge fund investors, billionaire investor, is betting big on gold. You're not big on gold.
That's saying it mildly.
What do you think about the Swiss having an initiative voted down by some 60 to 70% to back their own currency, their own financial market, their own system with gold? They said no. They said yet, or however they say it.
No, because the dollar actually would have been hurt badly by that move, because it would have then spread to other countries. I think the idea of using gold, the gold standard, never worked. I mean, because it was an artificial situation.
But printing money is an artificial situation.
No, printing money, you know, using the term printing money, I'm saying, why is the dollar strong? It should be weaker because we had this quantitative easing 4 times. Because people want the dollar. You need a currency. If you make a deal with another country or within a country, you're always converting into some currency. Today, the dollar is the prime currency in all major world decisions. And by the way, that's working against us in a way, because everything becomes more expensive because you got to pay for it in dollars. So it's going to hurt our exports.
So you actually think that was a good thing that the Swiss rejected
very much
this gold initiative?
Yeah, I think gold, when I see the way they peddle it on television, it's enough to make me sick when I see it.
Well, tulips was a currency back in 5 centuries ago.
You just made my case.
And Bitcoin.
Okay. I don't have to say anything else.
We need to take a quick break. Our energy segment, global outlook, and history are all coming up. Also, we're going to do predictions for the new year. If you'd like to email us with comments or catch a segment, just go to our website, theworldreport.org. And while you're there, recommend us and like us. We're being watched all over the world, so spread the word. Our quote of the day: political correctness is tyranny with manners. You know who said that?
Nope.
Charlton Heston. We'll be right back.